Boys, UFC Saudi Arabia, Adesanya versus Imavov this Saturday. I got you my rare predictions on who I think is going to win and how, starting with those prelims, ending with that main event. Israel Adesanya, Nassourdine Imavov. Let's start off heavyweight division. Prelims, we got a crazy ass name. I don't even know how the hell you pronounce this. Hamdy Abdelwahab. I'm sorry, my brother. I don't know how the hell you pronounce that shit. Hamdy taking on Jamal Pogues. And, you know, Hamdy is a really good wrestler. This dude is an Olympic wrestler coming back into the UFC after a 2-year hiatus because this brother popped from USADA. You know, his ass got popped. 2-year suspension. He's okay at striking, but his striking is very slow, and you can see that shit coming a mile away. It's very telegraphed, and he does have a tendency to rely a little bit too much on his overhand because he likes to spam that overhand to mix in some takedowns here and there. He might not have the strongest fight IQ either because he sometimes doesn't wrestle enough, and he relies way too much on his subpar striking, in my opinion. Taking on Jamal Pogues, Jamal, he has good volume, good pace. The thing that he really lacks, though, especially in heavyweight, which you have to be very, very dominant in certain aspects. Like, you have to have a dominant ground game wrestling. You know, you have to have something dominant like that in order to make up for the lack of power, because this dude's power is zero, brother. And especially for heavyweight, you need to have a very dominant set of skills in order to have a lack of power in heavyweight. And I don't think he really has that. His grappling skills they're okay, nothing special. You know, pretty mid cardio as well, especially in his last fight. He didn't show that much, and he didn't show he was that great off his back either. The only thing he shows that he has really good is his volume and forward pressure. That's the reason why he won. Because of that, I think, you know, he does have the tendency of being able to get taken down. You're coming up against a guy who is an Olympic wrestler. I think he's going to be able to get taken down. I think round one's going to be a boring hold up against the cage, hold on the ground for a little bit, not much action. Round two, Hamdy's getting that ground and pound TKO win. I don't see much success for Jamal. Yeah, I know he has a lot of volume and pace, but against a wrestler like this, I think he's going to get it done, especially, you know, a dude that's known to be sauced up. I think he's not afraid to play dirty. So let's keep moving down. Featherweight division. And for predictions, you know, we're not doing that great. We're like 16-10, but it is what it is. We're off to a little bit of a rough start, but we're picking it back up. Watch, we're going to get 100% of these right this card. Featherweight division, Bogdan Grad taking on Lucas Alexander. Bogdan, he is a very well-rounded fighter, a very forward-heavy striking style with good setups and some nasty heavy kicks. I'm not gonna lie, he has some very, very nice, powerful kicks that he does use to control the pace, you know, keep his opponents at bay. He's very, very good at that. He also has decent wrestling skills. You know, it's nothing special. He goes for multiple takedowns each fight with decent fight IQ. You know, he does focus on the control and the submission aspects. He's not out here going submission over position. He has good IQ in that aspect, and because of that, he's not just gonna get the takedown and immediately lose it. You know, he does have good fight IQ. And another good thing that he does have is he's really good at mid-round, mid-fight adjustments, where Lucas Alexander, on the other hand, he is a very powerful striker. He has a very fan-friendly style, I'm not gonna lie. He uses his kicks to keep things at range. He has sneaky power in the pocket especially. And, you know, his grappling skills are okay, nothing special. And, you know, and especially like defensive, it's nothing special there. He has big power, diverse striking, decent cardio. I think this is going to be a very competitive, close fight. I do think Bogdan is going to slightly outdo it in the later rounds. Round one, I'm giving it to Lucas. Round two is going to be that's going to be the round where you can say it can go to either guy. Round three, Bogdan. I'm going 29-28 decision win for Bogdan Grad. Let's go down. Women's flyweight division. Jasmine Jasudavicius taking on Mayra Bueno Silva. Jasmine is a fighter this girl's willing to bang it out. I'm not gonna lie. She's willing to engage into like a firefight. She's willing to take one to give two. She has a good wrestling background as well. She's been wrestling practically her whole life. I'm not gonna lie. She's not afraid to take some risk here in order to get the things that she wants. She's not afraid to take two shots in order to get a takedown. You know, her striking, I'm gonna be honest, not that good. As majority of these women fighters, not that good, but she's always on the front foot, good pressure. She's always here to take the fight to her opponent. She has good clinch control, good control in general. Where Mayra Bueno Silva, she is an okay striker, nothing special. She has solid power, good kicks, and she's skilled on the ground and the grappling, I'll say, but she doesn't have the greatest wrestling. She's coming off that loss to Macy Charsan. Fuck, I don't know how to say that either. But she's coming off a loss there where she got completely chopped up, and the fight had to be called off because of the massive cut on her head. And in my opinion, I'm not gonna lie, this girl's a little bit overrated. Her last win was to an old man Holly Holm. She's overrated in my opinion. I never understood why she was next up for the belt. That being said, 29-28 decision win. I think Mayra is going to have a successful round here and there, but I wouldn't even be surprised if we see a 30-27 Jasmine getting the win. Let's go down lightweight division. Farès Ziem taking on Mike Davis. Ziem is a very long, rangy striker who has some good work in the clinch. He uses his leg kicks to keep things in his range. This dude has very sneaky elbows in the clinch, which I really like. And he has this style. It's a very good style that makes him avoid a lot of risk, and he picks his shots very well, and it can be boring at times. This dude never gets a finish except for in his last fight, and he can be a slow starter because of that, where his style, he's constantly looking for the perfect shot. To sum it up, where Mike Davis, he is a very fast lightweight. He's athletic. He's a good striker. He has some real power in this division as well, with some really good transitions to the wrestling. He has a good variety of striking as well. He has good leg kicks, good kicks in general. He's all around a very well-rounded fighter. Davis, though, I would confidently say Mike Davis would win if it wasn't for this one fact. Davis doesn't have the best, past when it comes with injuries. He has long layoffs. He hasn't fought in a while. He's 32 years old now, and it's like now or never. I just think, the injuries, the layoffs, all that shit's not in his favor. I'm still thinking he's going to do very, very well. But at the end of the day, 29-28. Split decision. Very, very razor close. I'm going Ziem. I could see Mike Davis having some sort of injury in this fight. I could see him either coming into this fight with an injury or getting injured in the fight. Something like that. Split decision. Razor close fight. Let's keep moving down. Another lightweight fight. This is going to be a goofy ass knockout. I'm going to say it now because it's Terrence McKinney taking on Damir Hadzovic. And Terrence McKinney, I've been saying this for a minute now. This dude either gets knocked out in a goofy way or he's getting a goofy looking knockout. He's very similar to the boy Johnny Walker, where it's either a goofy knockout for Johnny or he's getting knocked out goofily. So Terrence McKinney has good hands, good wrestling, good power, but this dude's very, very good. Except for the fact that he has no chin. Your chin is zero, brother. And his cardio is pretty weak too. This guy could be a champion if we were going off one round and one round alone. But he only has 1 round cardio, where Damir is an okay striker. He has a very forward style, and he likes to throw a lot of shitty punches to get his opponents to the cage so they can take him down. I'm going to say this. 38 years old. A 38-year-old striker who isn't that good. Who are you picking? We're going to Terrence McKinney, first round KO. Don't be surprised if he gets knocked out either, though. I'm picking one of these dudes are getting flatline knocked out, but I think Terrence McKinney is going to be the one knocking out old man Damir. Let's go down heavyweight division. Shamil Gaziev taking on Thomas Petersen. Now, Shamil, he's one of these strikers from Dagestan with a good forward pressure game, and he has some powerful hands. He loves to work in some spinning shit. Watch this dude fight. He's going to throw some spinning shit. But his cardio has been inconsistent. We'll say that in the past few fights. And of course, just look at this dude. He has some wrestling. Just look at him. Thomas Petersen, on the other hand, he's a decent wrestler who does come forward. He can work in some takedowns, but his striking, it's not that great. Let's be realistic. He can be in some trouble if he can't get things to the ground. Typically he has some really good control and ground game, but if he can't take your ass to the ground, he's gonna have zero success. And I don't think he's gonna be able to hold and take down and land some ground and pound to someone like a Shamil Gaziev. I just don't think that's gonna happen. And to be honest, round 1, I think round 1 is going to be very, very competitive, but Shamil is going to be outlanding him on the feet. Round 2, he's going to land some spinning shit. Round 2, spinning shit TKO. Mark that down. Let's go into this main card now. Featherweight division, Muhammad Naimov taking on Ofli. Naimov, he is a well-rounded fighter who is very fast, very athletic. He likes to go forward, throw combinations, mix some stuff up in the clinch when he is closing the distance. He has good takedown defense, and he does have a worrying chin, to be honest. His chin, he has a bit of a sus chin, I'm not gonna lie, especially in his last few fights. His chin is a little bit sus. On the other hand, he is a BJJ black belt with some good takedowns, good striking. You know, it's not that good. It's like okay, to be honest. So he is busy on the ground. You know, he's just not laying there. He is busy on the ground. He's looking for something constantly to end the fight, which is good, but he doesn't have the greatest takedown defense. Because of that, I think Naimov is going to be better on the feet, and I think he's going to be able to take down I'm going ground and pound TKO round number 2. Let's go down middleweight division. Ikram Aliskerov taking on Muniz. Ikram, he is one of these Russian fighters who he's one of these wrestlers who also has some hands with him. So he's like one of these rare breeds. He's the next evolution of these Russian fighters. He doesn't need to wrestle that much. You know, in his UFC career so far, he hasn't needed his wrestling that much. It's more like a back pocket type of thing. He has been using his striking a lot. He has non-stop pressure. He's constantly looking for like body locks, tie-ups. He has good striking volume when he is on the ground. And, you know, he has a good high guard, solid combination, good power. Muniz, on the other hand, I feel like Muniz is like hella old, to be honest, but he's a very strong-handed black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with decent striking, you know, good wrestling, but he struggles on the feet and off his back. He's not very good in those positions, and that's where I think Ikram Aliskerov is going to do his best work, and I think Ikram's going to run through this dude. Like how we saw Robert Whittaker run through Ikram, I think we're going to see the same thing. Ikram Aliskerov, round 1 KO. I think Muniz is a little bit too old now. He's been in the UFC for a minute now, and I just think Ikram is literally better everywhere. Let's go down bantamweight division. Said Nurmagomedov taking on Vinicius Oliveira, the dude that got that flying knee KO, one of the best KOs of 2024. Said, he's a very flashy, dynamic striker who's really good at using his reach, you know, his length to keep things at his range. He's pretty dangerous both in and out of the pocket, which is pretty rare. And obviously, because of that last name, he does have some solid, you know, ground game, takedown defense, all that stuff. Where Oliveira, on the other hand, he is a fun, aggressive fighter who is always on that front foot. The thing is, though, he does go pretty commonly, you know, a lot of the times he does go Cody Garbrandt crazy and just throws everything at 100%, trying to get that finish. And because of that, he can be very sloppy on the feet, dangerous but sloppy. And, you know, he does have good takedown defense and cardio. I'm just seeing this in my head, you know, round 1 competitive, round 2, I'm seeing Oliveira going Cody Garbrandt crazy, over swinging massively, where Said is able to get the back of Oliveira. Round 2, rear naked choke. Put that in the playbook. It's 100% happening. Heavyweight division, Sergei Pavlovich taking on Jairzinho Rozenstruik. We got, you know, the Timu version of Derek Lewis. And, you know, we also got salty man Sergei Pavlovich. You know, this dude was so salty after his last fight. He's a very powerful striker, mostly a boxer, to be honest, with some good speed, good power, and you know, let's go into Rozenstruik, because Rozenstruik, he's a Muay Thai striker. He has decent power. It's nothing crazy in the heavyweight division, but he has good head movement, good footwork. He's more of a counter striker than anything at the end of the day, and he has really good takedown defense. And this dude he likes to fight textbook. He doesn't like to fight sloppy, and he's good at keeping it textbook. He's good at not making it turn into like a dogfight, where Pavlovich, he only fights... he's not only fighting like this, but he only fights well when he is scrappy, when it's a dogfight. That's the only time he's fighting well. And if it does get technical, like we saw in his last fight, he does tend to struggle a lot. It's not like he has a granite chin or anything, and it's not like it's impossible to take him down. Again, I think Jairzinho Rozenstruik is going to keep this technical all 3 rounds, 29-28, maybe 30-27, to be honest. I don't think Sergei is going to have much success. Although, you could also see round 1 KO for Sergei Pavlovich. Either one of these is going to happen. Middleweight division, this is a banger. This is a co-main event. This is a great fight. we got Shara Bullet taking on MVP. Now, Shara Bullet is a very busy and aggressive kicker. You know, he loves to kick. He has that weird bouncy style. He works well in and out of range. He has a little bit overhyped power, to be honest. His power is very, very overrated. I don't think he has much power in this middleweight division, I'm not gonna lie. It's not like he has that one-shot power, but people hype him up like he does. His takedown defense, it's okay. It's nothing special. MVP, on the other hand, a very high-level striker with, again, this unique style, unique karate style. He can cover distance like crazy. I've never seen a fighter be able to cover distance as fast as someone like an MVP. But this dude isn't young, you know. He's 37 years old. It's concerning, although it's like, yeah, he's old. His speed, his chin, it seems to be holding up, you know. I think this is going to be a competitive first round. Second, third, MVP is going to mop the floor with Shara Magomedov. Mark my words. Round 1, competitive. Round 2 and 3, Shara Bullet will have zero answers to MVP's unique style. Final prediction, decision win, 29-28 decision win. I could honestly even see 30-27, but because we are going to Saudi Arabia, we might even see like a robbery decision here for Shara Bullet, but I think MVP's taking that undefeated record. Let's go into the main event now. Israel Adesanya taking on Nassourdine Imavov. Izzy, his first non-title fight in 6 years, which once you actually think about it, it's actually kind of impressive. I'm not gonna lie. We all know Izzy's a high-level counter kickboxer, but everyone knows his weakness. It's his takedown defense. Imavov is a very high-volume striker who can also mix in some wrestling, although he can mix it in, but he rarely ever does. I don't think he's going to mix up any wrestling in this fight. You know, I think he's going to let the ego take care, and I think he's going to get caught round 3 TKO. I think Israel Adesanya is going to have something to prove in this fight. You know, we saw it in his fight against DDP. He ddid look good. He was losing that fight, in my opinion, especially on the scorecards. And even before he got finished, I thought he was losing, but he was looking pretty good out there. And yeah, I don't think he's washed like a lot of these dudes think. I just don't think I think he's maybe the 4th best middleweight in the UFC right now. You know, people are thinking like, who's the 3rd then? I think you know, even Chimaev is better. I think Chimaev, we got DDP, we got Sean Strickland. I think they're all better right now than Izzy. I think Izzy's falling off a little bit. He's not washed, but I think he can still beat some like Nassourdine Imavov. So round 3, I'm going, you know, like a nice check hook, you know, counter check hook, something stupid like that. TKO win for Israel Adesanya, getting that title shot next after Chimaev gets his title shot. Mark my words, that shit's happening probably 2026, early 2026. I could see that happening. Maybe even end of 2025. That would be a banger. But with that being said, that is every single fight on UFC Saudi Arabia. Adesanya versus Imavov. Let me know in the comments below. Do you guys disagree with any of my picks? Which fight are you most excited for? And yeah, thank you guys for watching to the end of the video. There's really not that much else left to say except for I will see you guys in my next video.